going on, everyone? This is Carl from NY here, back with another video. As you guys know, in my last video, I said I will be making a video for the draft grades from the 2019 season for the Giants. Uh, Big Carp is here as well. Uh, I'll be talking about that. Also, I will have another video out after this talking about more news on the free agency stuff because there has been more news coming out. As much as I finalized my free agency, we are going to come out with some more news later. I'll discuss that on another video that I'll be releasing later today. So, I'm going to start off from the rookies, from the free agents, all the way to the first round. So we're going to start from Caden Smith all the way to Daniel Jones. But here we go. Caden Smith was a guy that Dave Gettleman got in free agency to pick up to add depth to this tight end rotation. And Caden Smith has done a great job with the Giants filling in. When Evan Ingram was out, Rhett Ellison, and now you had Scott Simonson in there. So once Caden Smith got into that rotation when the two stars were out, he's done a great job filling in for the Giants, and I'm gonna give him a B minus. Caden Smith has done a great job. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with the new offense that Jason Garrett's bringing to the Giants. I think he'll do a good job. You have anything?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna give him a B because I think because
Yeah.
he was cut by the San Francisco 49ers,
Mhm.
and Gettleman found him, and he came in and did a great job for the New York Giants.
Mhm.
He's not your typical 6'5", 6'6" tight end with great athletic ability, but he's solid. He's a really good player, and I look forward to him being in this new offense that Jason
Yeah, absolutely.
Garrett's gonna have. It's gonna be more like a for those of you older people, it's going to be like an Air Coryell offense.
Yeah, and it'll be like how
San Diego Chargers.
yeah, like if you watch the Cowboys, how they use Blake Jarwin, that's going to be a lot of what Evan Ingram and Caden Smith do for the Giants. So there's Caden Smith. The next guy we're going to go talk about is the man out of the Division II school, Washburn, Corey Ballantyne. I'm going to give Corey Ballantyne a C minus. Corey Ballantyne, I like him, and I think maybe he just didn't fit into Betcher's defense really well. He's got speed, he's athletic, and I think maybe with this new Patrick Graham defense that he will do a better job at the slot cornerback position. You know, I think he'll do good, and especially having if they can get a veteran in there as well to help him, I think that would be great for this offseason to have that running through to prepare for the season. What do you think?
Yeah, I go with the same thing as C minus. It's they were saying a lot of times when people was asking Sherman, Pat Sherman, he was acting like, well, he's not on par, he doesn't know his stuff and everything. But here we go. We go back to the coaching thing. So you have new coaches in here, a new system. We have better teachers, and I think he'll do a lot better going into next year.
No, I mean I like him. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Giants do with him. So we'll see what that goes. Next guy I want to talk about is Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton is probably, if you ask me, the most impressive out of all the rookies that the Giants had this year. I mean, this guy was a fifth-round pick from Auburn, and a lot of scouts, they didn't really talk about him that much. I didn't hear much about him until uh, I watched the videos the Giants put out, how they were like during the Senior Bowl and stuff, guys that they were looking at. And I really like Darius Slayton, man. He's done a great job with Pat Shermer's offense. I'm excited to see what he does with Jason Garrett's offense because he's going to, like, they do a lot of vertical offense too, throwing the ball. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does. I'm going to give him A, Darius Slayton, for where he came from, that he did a great job this season.
Yeah, I'm saying here, I'm going to give him an A. Remember, came out of Auburn. Now, the last quarterback he played with in Auburn wasn't like the guy with the strongest arm and stuff. So when he came in, he had soft tissue issues with the hamstrings and stuff like Odell did his first year. So he did practice with Daniel Jones a lot with the second group, so they had a good rapport and combination worked well. So going into next year, they're already practicing at Duke, and they're getting a good familiarity with each other. And then, like I said, Jason Garrett's going to be more vertical, and he's good on vertical plays, Darius Slayton. So I look forward to him to sharpening his skills better and having a great season.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be a great season to watch Darius Slade. It's going to be a breakout season for him, and it's only his second year, so I look forward to that. Next guy I want to talk about is Ryan Conley. As you guys know, Ryan Conley, beginning of the season, tore his ACL. I think it was week 4 against the Washington Redskins, and and the thing is, Ryan Conley, he already had 2 interceptions coming in, like after that in this game. Like he had an interception, I think, a week or 2 before, got one that week, and then he tore his ACL. And this is a guy a lot of people in the organization speak high of. They really like Ryan Conley, and they want to see him hopefully be the same player he was in the beginning of the season, this upcoming season, because they would really like to plug him in at that middle linebacker spot. And I'm really debating what grade I want to give him. I want to give him a B minus. I might have to give him a C plus because I didn't get to see much of him. But I'm really looking forward to seeing if the Giants can get him to being the same player he was last year.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him an incomplete because he only played a couple of games. But
Yeah.
what I did see, I like a lot from him, and I hope he recovers, has a full recovery, because he can be a great contributor to the Giants defense.
Yeah, he's a guy that a lot of Giants fans you should look forward to seeing next season, to see if he will be that guy at the middle linebacker spot. So we'll see how that goes. The next guy we're going to talk about is Julian Love out of Notre Dame. Julian Love is a guy that before the draft he was talked about a lot because he's really smart football player. He knows his stuff and he gives 100% effort on every play. I'm going to give this guy an A minus because this guy when Jabril Peppers was hurt, he stepped into the, I believe, strong safety position, and he did a pretty solid job as a rookie, stepping into a role that he's unfamiliar with because he did come in as a cornerback, move to safety, and a lot of people are thinking, is this guy going to be the starting free safety for the Giants, or is he going to be the third safety because they bring in another guy? That's one thing to watch out for this offseason. But this guy is a guy that I really think will fit well in Patrick Graham's defense, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a B. For the short amount of time that we've seen him come in, I think he did a very good job. It goes back to the coaching thing. Why did they take so long to put him in the game? They could have put him in the game like much earlier. I think they started putting him in like really in mid-season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they waited too long.
And you know, maybe he wasn't a fit for Betcher's defense, but we have new defensive personnel and coaching staff, Patrick Graham, and all these other new defensive coaches. So we'll see how it works out for him. But I think he's a smart player, like Sean said. And he'll be a great contributor to the Giants.
Yeah, I like him. I'm also going to see what he does, man. Great player. Next guy I want to go over is Oshane Ximines. Oshane Ximines is a guy that I really like. He came out of Old Dominion. I think he was the first player drafted from Old Dominion, I believe. And he's a really good player, man. He didn't get the time as much as people expected. He didn't get much time in there because he was behind Lorenzo Carter. But this guy, he has the potential to be an elite player on this defense. But it's good. I think it might take some time. I'm gonna give him a B minus, C plus, right there. This is a guy that if he gets that opportunity, he's quick off the line, which is something I like from a guy scouting this guy, Oshane Ximines, and he's gonna be really good for the Giants as long as he fits in the defense with Patrick there. I think he'll do a pretty solid job.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a C. I just didn't. It's not that I don't like him. I'm very high on him, but I didn't get to see enough work out of him. Once again, I'm gonna reiterate it. It goes back to Betcher's defense. Was he a fit? Was the scheme right? But now he's gonna have better coaching this year. Really good teachers, and I think he'll have a much better season.
Yep, that's one guy to look forward to this off season. See how he progresses. Uh, Next guy we're going to talk about is since the Giants didn't have a second round pick, they did have 3 first round picks. We're going to go over DeAndre Baker. DeAndre Baker had a very rough start coming in for the Giants. He also came out and spoke to the media and said he didn't really know the playbook that well. And this is a guy that everyone spoke highly of as the best cornerback in the draft. Now, if you ask me, this is probably, if not the number one player that might have the breakout season next year. I mean, he did. I feel like James Betcher's defense just didn't do anything for him. It was probably too complicated for him as a rookie, so he didn't understand it as well. But this guy, he did not have a great season. But once it got to the last 5, 6 games, he did do a good job. He was locking down receivers. Even in the beginning, he did lock down a Chris Godwin, who is a top receiver in the league, and he locked him down. He's locked down a couple guys, but it's going to take him some time. I'm going to give him right now a C. I want to see him do better because we really need him to start next season on that one opposite side. I think he just needs a little bit more work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a C too. He just looked lost out there. Once again, it's probably the scheme. New coaches in there, new defensive backs coach. I think he'll have a much better season again. Much better season.
Absolutely, he's a guy. I'm telling you, he's the guy to look forward to next season. Yeah, I think he'll have a really good season. Just depends on what this Patrick Graham defense brings to the Giants. So the next guy we're going to go over is Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is actually one of the better rookies on this Giants squad. He had a really good season this year. He brings pressure to the quarterback. Also, his PFF grade is really high because he brings a lot of pressure. I mean, if you look at it, he's getting through double teams. He's just tearing people up on that line. And this is a guy I want to see with the Giants for a long time. I really think he could work out with the Giants as well. He's a big guy, man. One of the biggest guys since like Chris Canty. They've had some big guys at that D tackle spot. Same as like how they have with Snacks Aaron. This is a guy to look forward to.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna give him a B plus. I think he had a really good season. Patrick Graham's he's a really good defensive coordinator. He will put him in positions to make him successful on the field, and I think he'll improve as the season goes on and on. So I look forward to big things from him coming into the 2000.
Yep, big thing right there, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does. So the next guy is our man Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, for a rookie, had a really solid season. He really did. He really impressed a lot of people because a lot of people spoke very badly of him, which I wasn't me and him as well. When we were watching the draft, we wanted Dwayne Haskins, and I'm gonna be honest, I did at the time, but Daniel Jones has proven that he can be that guy for the Giants for the next 10 to 15 years, and I'm really satisfied with the pick. I'm gonna give Daniel Jones a minus. The problem I have with Daniel Jones is his fumbling. And that's something that if he worked on his fumbling even this year, if it wasn't as bad, he would definitely be in that conversation for rookie of the year this year, I believe. He has to fix that fumbling. I don't think Pat Shermer did a good job helping him with that last season, but we'll see how it works.
Yeah, he like Sean said, I said when they drafted him, I wanted Haskins, but I'll deal with it and be very positive about the pick. And it worked out. I gave him a B plus. I think he had a really, really good season. What I like about him is he's very athletic. His athleticism is very underrated.
Yep.
The fumbling problem, I think Jason Garrett will fix that immediately. Jason Garrett's a very, very good quarterback guru. I think he will. If you look just how he turned around Dak Prescott, made him in, and then the way he did Tony Romo, I think him and Daniel Jones they'll have a good partnership, and I look forward to him having a really good season. If there is a concern, sometimes he may be a little bit risky throwing into certain situations, but I think that'll be fixed. And then we've been so fortunate and lucky to have Eli,
I know,
who hasn't been hurt. Eli, 15 years, never gets hurt. So I'm hoping Daniel at least has a really good year, 10 years and plus, with minimal injuries.
So I'm gonna get. I really like Daniel Jones, and I'm hoping he does a solid job for the Giants. And this is a guy that next year is gonna be a big year for him, especially with this new
sophomore
offense.
jinx.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have none of that.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it all for us Giants fans for this video. I will have another video, if not tonight, tomorrow, just based off of our schedules. But you guys stay tuned. Please like and subscribe and comment for any other videos that you would like us to make as well. So that's going to do it all for us. We'll see you guys later, Giants.
Go Giants.